So, good evening, one and all. In the previous class, we have discussed about the various preset and clear conditions, and we have also seen the triggering of the flip-flops, means how to activate the flip-flops, and also we have seen the timing diagrams. Okay, now we are going to see actually one of the important part of the sequential logic circuit is analysis and design. Okay, which is actually the analysis. So analysis and design of synchronous or clocked sequential circuits. Sequential circuits. So I'll just discuss few things about it, and it's little important for the gate point of view. Okay, so the synchronous circuits or clocked circuits are represented by two models. Mainly the clocked or synchronous circuits are represented in two models, by two models. What are those models? The model first one is Moore model, and next one is Mille model. Okay. So the now question is, what are those models mainly? Okay, how it can be differentiated. So mainly the Moore model I am going to discuss here. The Moore model first, or you can say somebody are telling Moore circuit or Moore model, all are equal. Okay, so I'll just discuss about this little bit. Okay, so the Moore model or Moore circuit, how is it looks like? Moore circuit output, mainly the circuit is like this next state decoder. It has next state decoder, and which has few memory element. Okay, memory element. Next, output decoders. Output decoder, and it has outputs like this. Okay, and it has inputs. Okay, and few more inputs which are actually taken from here. Okay, these are the few inputs. These are inputs, these are feedback. Okay, so this is the actually block diagram of Moore circuit. Block diagram of Moore circuit. So how it can define a Moore circuit? A Moore circuit output mainly depends on, so this is my output. Moore circuit output mainly depends only on the present state of the flip flop. Okay, Moore circuit output depends only on the present state of the flip flop. Okay, input changes doesn't affect the output. Okay, input changes doesn't affect the output. Input changes doesn't affect the output. Okay, so you can see here. If you are changing the input here, okay, that will not affect much to my output. Okay, Moore circuit output depends only on the present state of the flip flop. So what is present state? It will be present on this memory. Okay, so it doesn't depends on the input. Okay, so and Moore, how it would be, and it requires more number of states for implementing function. It requires more number of states for implementing the function. States for implementing the function. implementing the function. Now the thing is how we can represent the Moore circuit. Okay, Moore circuit state diagram, that is called state diagram. How to represent the state diagram of Moore circuit. State diagram of Moore circuit. So mainly it has like this, it has different states. These are all states. Okay, okay, so these are all states. C1, I'll tell you, don't worry. So this is D0. Next, this is B0, and this is, let's say, A0. Okay, and it has 0. This is 1. This is 1. Okay, and this is 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay, so this is the way. So you just see here, this is the how we can represent this. We can represent this one is actually called the, from this is one state. A, B, C, D are states, 4 states of this flip flop. Okay, so from this one, this red one, so this one is actually the output. Okay, and this A is called the state of the Moore circuit, and 0, this is called the input. Okay, so you can understand this is the complete state. So there are states A, B, C, D are states. In this completely, here A is the state, 0 is the output of the state, and this 0 is actually the input of the state. Okay, so do you all understand now? So this is also one. So you can say for this, B is the state, okay, 0 is the output, and this 0 is actually the input. At 0, the state B is going to again state B. Okay, at 1, it is going to state A. So this is the way you need analysis. So how to analyze it? Let's say this is B is one of the state with input 0. It is going to next state, that is B only. At that time, what is output? Output is 0. Now if the input is 1, the state B of the flip flop is going to state A, and the output is 0 and input is 1 during that time. Okay, so do you all understand? This is the way you need to analyze. So this is called Mealy circuit. Now we can see Moore circuit. Now we can see the Mealy circuit. In case of Mealy circuit, how it would be looks like, it has next state decoder. Just see here, it has next state decoder, and it has memory elements. Okay, it has memory element. This is my memory element. It has inputs. These are my inputs, and few also due to feedback. Okay, this is my output decoder. So you can take like this. This is my output decoder. So this is my completely output decoder, and these are my outputs. These are my outputs, these are my inputs, and there is some feedback path from here. Okay, some feedback path I'm taking from here like this. Okay, so what do you understand? From here also, those inputs will go to this way. So this is my Mealy circuit block diagram. So this is my block diagram of Mealy circuit. What is the difference you observed between Mealy circuit and Moore circuit? Mainly the Mealy circuit output depends on the input as well as the present state of the flip flop. Okay, so the output of the Mealy circuit, mainly the output of the Mealy circuit, depends upon depends on both the present state of the flip flop as well as and on the inputs. You can see there is some inputs are going to the output decoder. Okay, also the present state, okay, as well as the inputs. Okay, output of the Miller circuit depends upon the present state as well as the input of the flip flop. Okay, inputs. Next is input changes may affect the output of the circuit. So this is the main difference, input changes, because output depends on input as well as the present state. So if you change the input, obviously some of the output will get changed in the Miller circuit. So input changes may affect the output of the circuit, may affect the output of the circuit. But in Murray circuits, the input changes will not affect the output because input is not connected to the output there. Okay, it only, the Murray circuit output only depends on the present state of the flip flop. But in this case, Miller circuit, the output depends on the present state of the flip flop as well as the input. Okay, so that's why if input changes may affect the output of the circuit as well. And also another important point, it requires less number of states for implementing the function. It requires less number of states. Okay, if Murray circuit requires 4 states to representing a function, but Miller circuit will require, let's say, only 2 states to representing the particular function. So what do you understand? It requires less number of states for implementing the function, implementing the function on which implemented using Murray circuit, on which implemented using Murray circuit. Okay, do you all understand how many number of states required for the Murray circuit? It requires less number of states for implementing the same function. So that's why one of the important point is this one also. Okay, so what are the main Miller circuit? Miller circuit output depends on the present state of the flip flop and on the inputs. Okay, so if there is input change, obviously it will affect the output of the circuit, and less number of states required for implementing the same function which required for the Murray circuit. Okay, so these are the main difference between Murray circuit and Miller circuit. So how the state diagram of Miller circuit? The state diagram will be like this. Just see here the state diagram. One of the example I'll tell. So later while analysis we can have more idea about it. Okay, how the state diagram? Let's say there is also 4 states, A, B, C and D are the states. A, B, C and D are the states, and here just see here how it is. 1 divided by 0, and this one is here 0 divided by 0. I'll tell all these things, don't worry. 0 by 0, this will be 1 by 0. So what do you mean by it? It's actually, and this is here 0 by 0, 1 by 1, and this will be here 1 by 0, and this is nothing, like this. Okay, it is 0 by 0. Okay, do you all understand? So here how it looks like. So this represents actually the state. This represents state. Now this will be input and this is my output. Okay, so what do you understand from here? And here also you can say this is my input and this is my output. So see here, if my state, if now flip flop is state A, if you give input 0, it will go to the state A only. At that time, what is output? Output is 0. So now if the flip flop is at state A, if you give input 1, it will go to state B, and at that time what is output? Output is 0. Similarly, if the flip flop is in state B, if you give 0 input, it will go to C, and at that time output is 0. If the flip flop is in state B, if you give 1 input, it will go to state B and output is 1. Like this way it will be. Okay, do you all understand the Miller circuit and Murray circuit state diagram? How is it? And the block diagram. So this is my state diagram, and block diagram is like this. Here output depends upon not only the present state, it also depends on the input. That's why if any input changes, it will affect to my output of the Miller circuit. But here in case of Murray circuit, output of the Murray circuit only depends upon the present state, so it will not affect on my inputs. Okay, if the input change, it will not affect to my output, doesn't affect my output. But here require more number of steps for implementing the function, but in Miller circuit it requires less number of steps, so implementing the same function compared to the Murray circuit. Okay, do you all understand? So this is my state diagram, and these are my states for the Murray circuit. This is state, this is output, and these are inputs. Okay, but here you can say This is state, this is my input, and this is my output. Okay, now we'll do few problems. So those are very important for the gate point of view. Before that, I'll just tell you different steps to design. First, what you have to do, steps to design the synchronous or clocked sequential circuits. So this is very important. Just try to understand. So steps for the design of synchronous or clocked sequential circuits. Okay, so first step one is obtain the state table from the given circuit information. First you have to obtain the state table. Obtain the, I'll tell all these things, don't worry, state table from the given circuit information. From the given circuit information such as state diagram. From the state diagram, you have to find out the state table. Okay. Next, step two. Step two is what? Reduce the number of states. Reduce the number of states. Okay. Why? If number of states are more, then requiring the flip-flop to design the sequential circuit is more. What is the relationship? I'll tell you. Don't worry. So what do you understand? Reduce the number of states if possible by using state reduction technique. If possible by, I will discuss all these things. If possible by state reduction technique. State reduction technique. Okay. So next step three. Step 3 is assign binary values to each state in the state table. So whatever state table you have obtained from the state diagram, now you have to assign those states. Okay, means there is A, B, C are the states. Let's say it has 5 states, A, B, C, D, E. Now you have to assign the binary values. In order to represent 5, we need how many binary terms we need? 3 terms we need. So we need actually A, B, C, D, E to represent 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. So what you have to do, you have to, step 3 is assign the binary values to assign the binary values to each state in the state table. Okay, in the state table. You have already got the state table from the state diagram. Now you have to assign the binary values to each states in the state table present. Okay, now step 4 is determine the number of flip-flop needed and choose the type of the flip-flop. Determine the number of flip-flop required. Determine the number of flip-flop required to design that particular sequential circuit. Flip-flop required, and choose the type of the flip-flop. Type of the flip-flop to be used. Okay, let's say you have to choose D, SR, JK, T, any of the flip-flops to design this sequential circuit. First you have to find out how many that number of flip-flop required and what is the flip-flop you are taking to design it. Okay, for your sequential circuit. Okay, what is step 5? The step 5 is here, from the state table derive the circuit excitation table and output table. Okay, from the state table derive the circuit excitation table and output tables. Circuit excitation table and output tables. And last, step 6 is using KMF. I'll tell all these things, don't worry, we'll do one problem. Derive the output function using KMF. Derive the output function and flip-flop input function Okay, so next, last step 7 is draw the logic diagram. Finally, draw the sequential logic diagram. So do you all understand what you have to do? There are various steps in order to design that particular sequential circuit. You have to follow 7 different steps. First step is you have to obtain the state table from the state diagram, then try to reduce the number of states, then assign the binary values to the states, determine the number of flip-flop required and type of the flip-flop, then from the state table derive the circuit excitation table and the output table, then using KMF derive the output function, because there is output table. From this output table derive the output function, and from the circuit excitation table derive the flip-flop input function. Okay, then finally draw the logic diagram. Okay, so we'll do one problem so that you can have better idea. So the question is here: a sequential circuit has one input. A sequential circuit has one input and one output. That circuit state diagram, the circuit state diagram is given below. Design the sequential circuit. Design the sequential circuit with D flip-flop. Here it is given already. With the D flip-flop, you have to design that particular sequential circuit. Now the question is, what is my state diagram? My state diagram is given in this way. So this is my state diagram. Okay, so don't worry, I will tell you all these things very clear way, and this is very important, students. 0 1 0. Okay, arrow is most important here. Okay, so this is the circuit diagram, a state diagram given here. Okay, so state diagram is given this way. So now the thing is, what you need to do here, first question is what step one, you have to design a sequential circuit. Sequential circuit, with designing, what you need certain flip-flops. So here it's already given. For this particular state diagram, you have to design the sequential circuit using D flip-flop. Okay, here is already given, which is actually we need to find out, and type of the flip-flop is one of the, in the step 4 we have type of the flip-flop. So we know that here we require a D flip-flop to design it. So now the question is, what you have to do? What is my step one? Step one is, from the state diagram you have to obtain the state table. Very important and very easy. Please try to understand. If you are not understanding, ask me. Okay, so see here what I am doing. What is step one? You have to get the state table. What is my state table? State table always has what? You have to find out the state table from this state diagram. This is state diagram. From this state diagram, you have to find out the state table. Always remember, your state table consisting of three things. What is that? Present state, next state, and output. Okay, so it has always three things in the state diagram. What is that? Present state. We'll discuss all these things, don't worry. Present state. So present state, so obviously what are the present state here? So here what are the states? You can say the states are here 0 0, 1 1, 1 0, and 0 1. So these are the states. So obviously it has how many states here? It has QA, QB, two states. Obviously it has present states are two states, QA and QB. Okay, since why it's actually two states, because you understand here there are four states are 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. These are my states actually. These are the states, means obviously this is a QA, Q1, so this is QA, this is QB. So it has actually four states, Q and QB. And now next state, what is next state? Next state means obviously, what is next state, students? Very simple. What is next state? Next state can be obtained. Now you are here, okay, in this state you are in 0 0 state. You can go to which state? You can go to either 1 0, or you can go to stay in the 0 0 also. Am I correct? So how many states you are going? You are going to two states. One is either 1 0, or you are going to 0 0. When you are going to 1 0, when my input is 1, I am going to 1 0. When my input is 0, I am going to 0 0. Okay, so it has how many next state? At x equal to 0, it has one state. At x equal to 1, it has another state. Do you all understand? So it has, what is next state? Next state is QA plus 1 and QB plus 1 for x equal to 0, and for x equal to 1 also it has QA plus 1 and QB plus 1. Understand, or any doubt on this? Do all of you understand? It has only QA QB as a present state, but in the next state it may be going to 1 0 or it may be going to itself 0 0. So obviously at what time it's going? If my input is 1, so this is my input. So this is first of all which type of circuit, student? It's a Mealy circuit. Okay, in the Mealy circuit, how is it? These are the states and this is my input and this is my output. Okay, so obviously if it is in the state 0 0, it's going to 1 0 at input is 1. At that particular time, what is my output? Output is 1. Okay, if if it is in state 0 0, it's going to state 0 0 if my input is 0. Okay, if input is 1, it is going to 1 0. If input is 0, it's staying at its own state. So now what you have to do in other place, what you have to write down here? You have to write down your output. So here output would be your, I'll just erase over there. So next part is my output. Okay, so output is here, and another one in the state table will be the output. Output will be, so output, how many outputs we can get? Okay, okay, is it correct? Yes. Okay, this is only okay. Do you understand? So this is Mealy circuit, we can understand. Okay, so you just see here how many output you can get it. At x equal to 0 you have one output, at x equal to 1 also you have another output. Okay, at state 0 0 it is in state, if it input is 0 it has output 0. If it will go to input 1, then at that time output is 1. From by seeing this state diagram, how we can do it? Right here, x equal to 0 and at x equal to 1 we have output. So obviously output is represented by y and this is also y. Okay, so this is my state diagram. So now tell me how many states are there? Mainly there are 4 states. What are those states? 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. So these are my 4 states. Am I correct? Now we can find out what are those next states at x equal to 0 and at x equal to 1. Now tell me, I am at state 0 0, at x input is 0, where which state I am going? At next state is where I am going. Now see here, I am just elaborating here. Let's say this is my state 0, I am at state 0, present state is 0 0, means QA QB is 0 0. I am going to next state, that is also 0 0. At what time? If my input is 0 and at that time output is 0. So if my input is 0, I am going to 0 0. Okay, next state is what I am going? I am going to next state 0 0 at input is 0. So this is my input. Now at that time, what is my output, students? My output is also 0. Okay, what is my output here? Output is 0. Now tell me, if I am at in state 0 0 at input 1, where I am going? I am going to 1 0. So my next state is what? 1 0. At that time, what is my output? My output is 1. Okay, do you all understand? My output is 1. This is the way you need to write down from the state diagram to state table. Okay, next state is, now I am at which state? I am at 0 1 state. Okay, now I am at 0 1 state. Okay, here is my present state. Now I am going to next state where 1 1 if my input is 0. So if my input is 0, I am going to next state, that is 1 1. Am I correct? Now at x equal to 1, where I am going? At input is 1, where I am going next state? I am going to 0 0. So I am going to 0 0 as my next state. Now tell me, what is my output? For input 0, I am getting output 0. And for input 1, I am getting, what is my output? Output is 0. Okay, do you all understand? This is the way you can has to derive from the state diagram to the state table. Now I am at which state? 1 0. I am at state 1 0. Now I am at state 1 0. Okay, now I am at state 1 0. Now if my input is 0, where I am going? If my input is 0, so here it's missing. So input is 0, I am going to same state at 1 0. If my input is 0, I am going to same state 1 0. Now my input is 1. Where I am going? My input is 1. I am going to 0 1. Okay, I am going to 0 1. Now for input 0, what is my output? Output is 1. Okay, my output is 1. Now for input is 1, what is my output? Input is 1, output is 0. Do you all understand how I am deriving from state diagram to the state table? Now I am at state 1 1. So this is the my present state. If input is 0, which state I am going? I am going to 0 0. So I am just going to write down that 0 0. Next, if input is 1, where I am going? Here 1. Input is 1, I am going to 1 0. 1 0. Now at input is 0, what is my output? Input is 0, my output is 1. Okay, if my input is 1, what is my output? Output is 0. Okay, do you all understand? So this is my state diagram. Okay, so the step 1 is, from the state diagram you have to obtain the state table. Any doubt on this? Please let me know, students. Very important concept. I have told you how to get the state table from the state diagram. If you have any doubt, please let me know immediately. Okay, then after that, what is my step 2 and 3, students? My step 2 and 3, what is that step 2 and 3? My step 2 is state, can we able to reduce the number of states? Here how many states are there? There are 4 states. Can you able to reduce it? How to reduce it? Remember, if present state, next state and output, if in this row, whatever the present state, whatever the next state and whatever the output will be similar for all these things, then you can cut one of these states. Okay, but here you can say that we don't have any similar type of present state, and it is not possible to reduce the number of state because no present state and next state and output are same. Okay, so you see here, this is my present state. At that time next state is 0 0 and also 1 0 and output is 0 and 1. Like this, any other states are there? If not, we cannot able to reduce it. Okay, using step 2 and 3, what it told, step 2 is reduce the number of states if possible. Okay, we cannot do that. Why? Because there is no two present state or next state and outputs are same. So we cannot reduce the states. We cannot reduce the state as no two present state, next state and output are same. So see here, if it is 0 0, also here 0 0, next state is also 0 0, next state is also 1 0 and 0 1, then you can cut one of the states. We'll see some of the problems like this, then you can understand at that time. So don't worry. And now what is step 3? Step 3 is what? Step 3 is assign binary values to each state. If the states are written here A, B, C, D, then you can assign those states binary values. But here already the states are written in the binary terms like 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. So we no need to assign the binary values to the each state. Any doubt on this? So step 2 and step 3, do you all understand what is step 2? Step 2 is you need to can you able to reduce the number of states? Here how many states? 4 states are there. Can you able to reduce it? No, obviously. Why? Because there is no two states are equal for the present state, next state and the output. Okay, so that's how we cannot reduce it. And also in the step 3, already the states are assigned in the form of binary states, so binary values, so no need to assign it again for 0 0 something else. Okay, next, what is step 4? Step 4 is, we have already discussed step 4. What is step 4? Determine the number of flip-flop required and choose the type of the flip-flop to be used. Already we know that here we are going to use the flip-flop. What? It's here, it is already given. We have to design the circuit with the help of D flip-flop. Now the question is how to find out the number of flip-flop required. So you need to understand the relationship between number of flip-flop and number of flip-flop and the state. Okay, so there is a relation. What is the relation? 2 to the power n must be greater than equal to n. Okay, what is here n? N is called number of flip-flop required to design, and capital N is number of states. Now tell me, how many number of flip-flop required to this particular sequential circuit to design? First of all, you know that here how many states are there? 4 states. What are those states? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1 are the states. So here 4 states. So you can understand that in this, if you can put it over here, 2n is greater than equal to 4. What would be my n? Obviously my n will be 2. So here number of flip-flop required is what? Number of flip-flop required is 2. Do you all understand? Number of flip-flop required is 2. And already we know that it's required 2 D flip-flops, because in the question it has been told here D flip-flop is to be designed. The sequential circuit to be designed using D flip-flop. Okay. So here required number of flip-flop is 2 and the flip-flop name is D flip-flop. Okay. All of you understand step 4. What is step 4? Determine the number of flip-flop required and choose the type of the flip-flop to be used. So with the help of this relationship 2 to the n is greater than equal to n, we can has to find out it has required 2 flip-flops and the flip-flop is given here already D flip-flop. So we no need to confuse about it. Okay. Now what is step 5? My step 5 is I need to find out excitation table and output table. I need to find out the excitation table and the output table from the state table. Okay, you can see here what is step 5. My step 5 is state table. From the state table, derive the circuit excitation table and output table. Do you all understand? So what you need to do, you need to find out the state table, you need to find out the excitation table and the output table from the state table. So we have state table here already. This is called the state table. The thing we have obtained the state table from the state diagram, nothing else. From this state diagram we have obtained this particular state table. Okay, now the thing is, in this step 5 what we have to do, we have to find out the excitation table from the state table. Okay, so from this we came to know that one important thing, we require D flip-flop. For the D flip-flop, what is my excitation table for the D flip-flop? We know that D flip-flop excitation table, D flip-flop excitation table, because we require that actually excitation table. Okay, because in the sequential circuit we are going to design is 2 D flip-flops required to design it. So for that we need to know that excitation table of the D flip-flop in order to find out the excitation table and output table from the state table. Okay, so what is D flip-flop excitation table? What is excitation table? First of all, Qn plus 1. At that time, what is my D? Okay, so obviously there are 4 states, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. Okay, so now tell me what will be my D here. As we know that what actually my D characteristic equation, Qn plus 1 is D. We know this already. We have studied that this is my characteristic equation of the D flip-flop. So whatever my Qn plus 1, the same is my D. Okay, am I correct? So now with the help of this excitation table and the state table, we have to derive the excitation table. So understand, with the help of this D flip-flop excitation table, from the state table we can derive the excitation table of the sequential circuit. So what will be my step 5 here? My step 5 is I need to find out the excitation table. Okay, so how to find out the excitation table? First of all, the way we have written here the state diagram, just check here. For my input x equal to 0, what is my next state? My next states are 0, 0. And for x equal to 1, what is my next state? 1, 0. At that time, what is the present state? Present state is 0, 0. If I can able to write down this state diagram in this way, is it correct or not? Please let me know. So this is my present state. So my present state is obviously QA, QB. We have already seen that. Okay. So my QA, QB is my present state. And another one is input. Input is what? X. Always input is X. So X is 0 or X is 1. Do you all understand? And what is output? Output is always Y. What is next state? QA plus 1 and QB plus 1. Okay. So do you all understand now? So excitation table consists of present state and input, and now after input there will be next state. So next state will be obviously QA plus 1 and QB plus 1. Okay, Next one, next what? Flip-flop input. So obviously, what is flip-flop input? We know the present state, we know the next state, and we know that we require a D flip-flop to design it, and we know the excitation table. If we know present state and next state, we can easily find out D or not input of the flip-flop, because we have required two D flip-flops. What would be my these inputs? Okay, in order to find out this, we need to have find out the flip-flop inputs. So how to find out the flip-flop inputs? The flip-flop inputs are here. How many states? QA, QB are two states. So obviously there are two states, QA, QB. So how many flip-flop we require? Two D flip-flop required. If two D flip-flop, what are the inputs of this D flip-flop? DA and DB are the inputs of the D flip-flop. Do you have any doubt? Tell me. Okay. Next, at that time, output. Output is Y. Okay. Now what I am doing, please see here, by looking into the state table, I am going to draw this. So this is 0, 0. At that time, present state is 0, 0. Okay. And my input is, let's say, 0. What is my next state output? What is my next state? If input is 0 and present state is 0, 0, what is my next state? Next state is also 0, 0. The same thing I am going to write down here, 0, 0. And at that time, what is my DADB? Do you understand here? Q1 is present state. This is my present state. And this is my next state. Okay. Q1 is present state. Qn plus 1 is next state. If it is 0, 0, what is my D? My D is 0. It depends upon Qn plus 1. So obviously it depends upon Qa plus 1. So my DA is nothing else. It depends on Qa plus 1. Why? Because Qn plus 1 is D as per the characteristic equation. Okay. So we just has to write down this. Okay. Because Qa plus 1 is DA. Similarly, QB plus 1 is DB. Okay. Do you all understand on this? Next, what is my output? At x equal 0, what is my output? At x equal 0, my output is 0. At x equal 0, my output is 0. That only I am writing. Very simple, students, nothing else. Okay. Next, if my again QA is 0, QB is 0, but now input is 1. At that time, what is my next state? 1, 0. Okay. My next state is now, if my input is 1, my next state is 1, 0. So at that time, what is DADB? Obviously, QA plus 1 is D. So this is 1, this is also 0. And what is my output Y? My output Y is 1. Okay. So all of you understand how I am doing? Very simple and very important, students. So for the state 0, 0, if input is 0, it's going to the next state 0, 0. And at that time, my output is 0. These are all there in my state table, students. But only we have derived these flip-flop inputs by using the excitation table. Okay. Why? Because we require D flip-flop to design it. So, and we require how many D flip-flop? We require 2 D flip-flops. So that is the reason we have required DA and DB to find out from this. Okay. Any doubt on this, students? Please let me know immediately. Any doubt? If there is no doubt, we'll go to the next state. So what is next state in the state table? 0, 1 is the next state. So my next state is here 0 and 1. So at input 0, and also next state is 0, sorry, present state is 0, 1, input is 1. So at that time, what is my next state? My next state is here, at input is 0, my next state is 1, 1, and input is 1, my next state is 0, 0. Okay. Next state is 1, 1, 0, 0. And what will be my DADB? Obviously, it follows the next step, 1, 1, 0, 0. And what is my outputs? My outputs are 0, 0. X is equal to 0, my output is 0. At x equal to 1, my output is 0. Okay. Any doubt on this? Very simple. This is the thing. We have done this. Now, next state, present state is what? 1, 0. So we'll just write down present state 1, 0 over here. Okay. Similarly, for this, two inputs, 0 and 1. And what will be the next state? My next state are, we can see from the state table. If it is 1, 0, my input is 0, my next state is 1, 0. If input is 1, my next state is 0, 1. So 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay. 1, 0, 0, 1. So what is my DADB? DADB, it follows it. 1, 0, 0, 1. So what is my output? My output is 1 and 0. Okay. So my output is at x equal 0, output is 1. At x equal to 1, output is 0. Okay. From this only we are deriving, nothing else. Okay. Next state is, now present state is what? 1, 1. If my present state is now 1, 1. So for input 0 and also 1, 1 for input 1. What would be my next state here? My next state is for present state 1, 1. My next state is for input 0. It has 0, 0. and next state for input 1 it has 1 0. So 0 0 and 1 0. Now what is my DADB? DADB is nothing else QA plus 1 and QB plus 1. Similarly QA plus 1, QB plus 1. Now what is my output? My outputs are at x equal 0 my output is 1, at x equal to 1 my output is 0. At x equal 0 my output is 1, at x equal to 1 my output is 0. So this is my final excitation table and flip-flop input table. Any doubt on this? Please let me know, students. Very simple. What we have done, we have just elaborate the state diagram and inserted this flip-flop input, nothing else. Okay, with the help of this excitation table. Okay, any doubt on this? Now what you have to do? What you have to do? Step 6. My step 6 is now using K-map derive the output function and flip-flop input function. Now tell me, what is my output function? Output function is what? If we can solve this using K-map, we'll get my output function. Am I correct? Okay, if I can solve these flip-flop inputs, I can get DA and DB. That is a flip-flop input function. So three things you have to solve it using K-map. What are those three things you have to solve it? First of all, you have to solve by using K-map. What are those things? Flip-flop inputs. So these are all what? DA and DB, and output function. The output function is what? Y. Any doubt on this? So you need to solve these three things. Okay, so in order to solve this, what are my inputs here? My inputs are QA, QB and X. It's a 3 variable and we can easily solve this. Why? Because this is minterm 0, minterm 1, minterm 2, minterm 3, minterm 4, minterm 5, minterm 6 and minterm 7. Now we can know that this is actually 3 variable K-map. So I can solve this DA. So what is DA? We can take this truth table, this output, and these are my inputs. Okay, so obviously for this we required 3 variable K-map, which are actually nothing else, my QA, QB and X. Okay, any doubt on this, students? So this is my QA, QB and X are my outputs. So QB bar, X bar, QB bar, X, QB X, QB X bar, and this is QA bar, QA. And we know that minterm positions 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we can put those values of DA in that particular minterm position. This is 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. Next 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Understand? So this is my thing. So how to combine it? We can combine it. This is the ways we can combine it up. So we have already seen if this type of function will come up, how we'll get actually, this will be nothing else my DA, which is nothing else QA XOR QB XOR X, because we'll get here actually what? QA QB bar X bar, and here for this we'll get QA bar QB bar X. For this we'll get QA QB X. For this we'll get QA bar QB X bar. If you can solve all these things, finally we'll get DA, which is QA XOR QB XOR X. Any doubt on this? Next we can find out DB also the same way. It's also a 3 variable K-map, so you can take this 3 variable K-map to solve it. So it also require 8 number of cells, so just that I'm doing here. So this is QA QB and X. So this is QB bar X bar QB bar X QB X QB X bar. Okay, and this is QA bar QA. Now we know the minterm positions 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we know that where we have to put all these things. We can see this DB flip-flop outputs 0, 0, 1, 0. We can put here 0, 0, 1, 0. Next 0, 1, 0, 0. So next it is 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay, now we can solve this up. How to combine it? Very simple. It's just a single terms to combine. This is my QA QB bar X. Okay, and this one will get here QA bar QB X bar. Okay, any doubt on this? Next, what we have to find out? We have find out already flip-flop inputs. Now we have to find out output function. For output function, which truth table output you have to take? This one. with this, what are my inputs? These are my inputs and this is my output. Okay, so we can take this. So we have to solve for y also, which is output function. So it also requires a 3 variable KMF. I just going to solve it using a 3 variable KMF. Okay, this is also require actually 8 cells to design it, and the inputs are QA, QB and X. So this is QB bar, X bar, QB bar, X, QB, X, QB, X bar. Okay, and this is QA bar, QA. Okay, so we know that minterm positions 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now what you have to do, put those values over there for y. So 0, 1, 0, 0. So 0, 1, 0, 0. Minterm 0 is 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. And next 1, 0, 1, 0. So this is 1, 0, 1, 0. Any doubt on this? No. Okay, now we can has combine it. This is one group. So we got here actually QA bar, QB bar, X, and we can combine these two like this. Okay, which gives me actually QA and X bar. Okay, so finally we got output, which is QA X bar plus QA bar, QB bar, X. Okay, any doubt on this? So now we got all these three outputs over there. Okay, so this is Y, and DB is this one, DB is this one, QA, QB bar X plus QA bar QB or X bar. So we got this as DB, and this is my DA, QA, QA bar, QA, XOR QB, XOR X. Now we can draw this final sequential logic circuit, which is step 7. What is my step 7? My step 7 is design the clocked sequential circuit. Okay, clocked synchronous sequential circuit. First of all, you need to know what is synchronous. Synchronous means, try to understand here, all the flip-flops. First of all, here how many flip-flops required to design? There are 2 D flip-flops required. So I am just taking 2 D flip-flops. So what is asked in the question? It has asked that you have to design a clocked sequential synchronous circuit. Okay, so synchronous means, try to understand, same clock pulse applied to both the flip-flops. Okay, this is called your synchronous clock. Synchronous clock. This clock is synchronous to both the flip-flop. So this is my DA. It has DA and it has QA, QA bar, and it has QB, QB bar. This is my D flip-flop B, and this is my D flip-flop A. So 2 flip-flops. Okay, and this is my DB. Okay, now tell me, what is my DA we have got here? DA is nothing else, QA XOR QB XOR X. So we can take here QA. So my input is actually X, input is X, QA. So this is QA, QB XOR X. So we can perform XOR operation between these two and connect it to DA. So how we have to connect here? Where the QA will come? QA from here. From here QA will come, and from QB will come from here. Any doubt on this? Now what is my DB? My DB is QA QB bar X or QA bar QB X bar. Okay, so it required 2 3 input AND gates. So this is one 3 input AND gate, this is another 3 input AND gate. Where are those? What are the things? QA QB bar X. So this is my QA QB bar X, and this is QA bar QB X bar, QA bar QB X bar. Okay, and finally these two will go for OR operation, and finally it will goes to DB. Okay, do you all understand? So I have just implemented this one, this DB, nothing else. Okay, this is my DB, and finally what you have to do? What is Y? My Y is your QA X bar and QA bar QB bar X. So what is Y? QA X bar. X bar is directly available. Let's say you can take this assumption, QA X bar, and finally QA bar QB bar X, and both will be OR operation, which gives me Y. So this is my complete sequential clocked synchronous sequential circuit. Any doubt, students? Please let me know. So do you all understand? Step 1 to step 7. In step 1, what we have done? We have first I obtained the state table from the state diagram. Then after the step 2 and 3, if we can able to reduce the number of states, so here states are 4 states, we can able to reduce it, if how we can reduce it, if two present state, next state and outputs are same for the two present states, and outputs and next states are same, we can remove one of the state from it. We'll see in the next class, don't worry about it, some of the how to state reduction and all. Then we have to identify the number of flip-flop required from the relationship 2n greater than equal to n, and what are the type of the flip-flop to design. If the question is given, it's here D flip-flop, that's why I have taken. If not given, we can take JK, SR, D, T, anything, any flip-flop we can take it and we can design. And then we have find out the excitation table from the derived from the state table and the excitation table of the taken flip-flop. Okay, then we can find out by solving KMF the flip-flop inputs and output function Y, and finally we have drawn the circuit, sequential circuit. Okay, do you all understand? Very important, students. So this is nothing else, my logic design. You can say this is logic design clocked for milli sequential circuit, because the state diagram is given is a milli sequential circuit of the given state diagram, Okay, so do you all understand? This is the logic design of the milli sequential circuit of the given state diagram. Any doubt on this or not? Tell me. If there is no doubt, we can stop it over here.